Welcome to a breaking news impromptu version of Meaningful Life Lessons. I'm joined here with my brother. Well, yes. Episode 2, Thou Shalt Not Procrastinate, will be coming very soon. Episode 1 was Do Unto the Anti-Golden Rule. So just look on YouTube for it. www.carmackstudio1. No, youtube.com/carmackstudio1. Say all that at the end. This breaking news is related to Orange Crush 2012. We will call this No Trash Left Behind, and it'll just be a lot of other things, but that's just the main title. This is about a video that was taped this morning, April the 22nd at 8:30 a.m. and posted on YouTube about an immense amount of garbage left behind on the beach. You've seen the video? Yes.
Correct.
Back history about Orange Crush. It has been going on for about 20 years in the city of Savannah, out on Tybee Beach. Apparently, according to records, Savannah Morning News, with a history of the event, that this was once a structured, organized event. And then when issues of problems with violence and different things kind of broke out, the people who structured it kind of pulled away from it, and it just kind of continued to happen year after year. And this year, the biggest problem, it was yesterday, April the 21st, is this immense amount of trash left on the beach, and the video that the man has posted. Furthermore, people's extreme reactions and responses. My Facebook timeline, at least if you're in Savannah, this is a hot topic, or for just people who are, I guess, advocates for the environment, period, or whatever, have been talking about this event and the video related to it with the trash left behind. What take should we start here with this event, here with this video? You have anything you want to say? Then we can just start going in about.
Would first off want to say stop criticizing people. On top of that, and also I know that it's rare that you can have a gathering full of a majority African American event
and young people,
and not have any recorded crime happening. That should be congratulated. No one has said thank you to the ones who did go out there and enjoyed themselves and had a nice, peaceful, good time and called it a day. So that should happen. A thank you to those ones who decided to act to be on their best behavior with no criminal activity.
And even aside from that, and some people might argue that this heinous sorry, my cousin Vinny moment. Anyway, well, that was heinous. But anyway, act is could be considered a crime. But let me backtrack with all this, be that as it may. For one, I remember being in an organization in school when I was in college. We had, and that's with any event, and they've even said it over and over, and people want to say you can't compare to St. Patrick's Day or this, that, or the other. Many events go on in the city of Savannah or in the city of Tybee. For one, you're not going to tell me when you have a large amount of people, there's not going to be trash left behind. I'm not saying that we shouldn't hold someone, people accountable and responsible, and these people, and looking at some people's comments, I can't find the one that was. It's just so many really here. I'm looking on Facebook. People saying, it's ignorant, or our brothers and sisters got to do better, this, that, other. First of all, I would like to say this. There are events that aren't predominantly done by our brothers and sisters, African Americans, whoever. People as a whole, we have to do better. For one, if it's your city, whether you live here or you're visiting, you should want to keep it clean. Now, me personally, I've been in Tybee enough times where there's not really maybe adequate amount of trash receptacles out there. That's just me from my observation. I could be wrong, but I don't see too many trash cans at the beach.
Mine as well.
But also on top of that, events like this, if it's not permitted and not organized, because you are supposed to go before council to get permits for these things, why did you allow it to happen? Why wasn't it allowed to happen? There was a police presence out there. People were ticketing people. They were driving through the crowd to make sure it stayed organized. And for a good 2.5 hour span of being out there, it stayed pretty decent. I can't talk for what happened before I got there and what happened after, but when we were there, but it stayed pretty decent. Anyway, it stayed pretty decent. I understand that people have strong reactions about this video. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I'm not condoning what these people did, but we should just say beach goers. You don't know if all this trash belonged to Orange Crush goers. The immense amount might have. My next point too, then, people want to say St. Patrick's Day, other events are organized, like, Pirates Fest. I've been to these events, Oktoberfest. There are other numerous gatherings that the city have. if those events are organized and can be done and carried out in such manners, and it is tradition that what is it so wrong with this one? Just to get with these organizations, whatever groups that set up tents and do this, to say, hey, let's walk on a routine, or you all just trying to get a permit annually to do it, and then clean up and certain efforts can happen afterwards. Someone, I guess, always have to point blame. I mean, that's just human nature, but then it shouldn't go all on them. Don't get me wrong. They shouldn't have done that, but then it is your home as well to a degree. It's like if you allow someone to come in your house and do certain things, you have to set some boundaries and some rules. There have been times, and I've used to work at TV stations in the past, where they have had a stronger police presence. I mean, roadblocks set up, just many of things to keep organization and structure with this event. And the trash was cleaned up. I mean, like I said, don't get me wrong, it was still wrong that it was done, but it was cleaned up. It might not have been the people that have done it, but yet it was cleaned up. Just like with St. Patrick's Day, the thousands of tourists that descend upon the city aren't the ones that clean it up. It doesn't make it right that they throw it down there either. And to argue that just because of the ecosystem down there on the beach, it's life everywhere. Let us not forget that there are squirrels and possums and things running all up and down these squares down there in Savannah.
Not only that, there are children.
Residents live downtown. People live downtown too. I understand. I've seen people too who have come in about it's beach, it's a beach area. We're very protective about our city and this, that, and other. If you're so protective, which I understand, why not say something last night then too, when these thousands, hundreds of people descended upon the beach for what is called Orange Crush? Or if you did report it, why was nothing stronger done about it? I'm just trying to get to the bottom, because like I said, I understand, like I said, but then too, like I said, I kind of don't. Because, you're at the beach, there should be more what I'm trying to say. Trash bins, but then like I said too, with other events, there's just this organization with it. So it just brings me to this point, and I guess for one, clean up your trash. Let us not be dirty. I don't care if you're black people, white people, young, old, short, tall, brown, alien, crippled, anything. You need to clean up if you can help it to find a trash can. But then like with St. Patrick's Day, Oktoberfest, and other things too, when the trash receptacles get overfilled, people understand already. Usually some sanitation worker is going to come behind them and clean up. So God, if St. Patrick's Day, gallons upon gallons of garbage down Broad Street, River Street, Bay Street, just droves. I could imagine what the city had to go through to clean up after that. But yet, you're right. It is an organized event.
Well, I'm just going to be honest here. The event was organized. It was just not permitted because of the fact that people set up their things and they acted accordingly. And organized, it was not permitted by the city of Tybee Island. That's where the problem came in at, or that's where the organization or whoever threw Orange Crush, anyway, nobody knows. That's where the mystery is. So who is the sole responsibility of Orange Crush? Nobody knows. So you can say, well, the people who were there are to blame, or the people who threw the party are to blame, or the event are to blame. No, it's that soul's individual thing to blame. But my thing on top of that, if you ride down the street and you have thrown a piece of paper out of the window of your car, you are doing the same thing that these people are doing. You're not throwing your trash in the proper trash bins or the proper trash cans. And if you are the ones that do it, continue to do it. But that's like mine as well as anybody else's. If I'm around somebody and they are littering, I'm going to tell them to pick it up. So it's just as much as my responsibility as the person that does not litter as the person's responsibility who is littering, because I'm allowing it to go on. So the people yesterday who allowed it to go on, and the citizens that are so mad, are solely responsible just as well as the people who did it, allowing it to go on in their community. If someone came into my block without the proper paperwork and start setting up tents and start drinking and start doing this, that, and the third, knowing that there are ordinances in the city saying that there are no glass bottles allowed, and I see a bunch of glass bottles, no tent setups, no large gatherings, and I do not call the proper authorities, that is my responsibility, my fault, just as much as their fault, letting it go on and to let it happen. But pretty much clean up your own trash and then tell other people to clean up their trash. The beach is just as much sacred as any other land that we walk on. This land is your land, this land is my land. This land was made for you and me. So we all should clean it up. We should clean it up after other people because we all have to do it. Someone has cleaned up after me, I have cleaned up after somebody else. So it's not just, the Orange Crushers. There were plenty of people out there that had nothing to do with Orange Crush. That put trash on that beach.
And let's do thank the people that did clean up on a serious note. Your efforts should not go unnoticed, which I'm sure they didn't. They were really appreciated by the people on the city of Tybee, and I forgot the organization on SSU's campus that apparently they help clean up every weekend. But again, like I said, just people, you just got to clean up behind yourselves. But also, when someone else comes playing in your stomping ground, your home or your hometown, you should prepare accordingly. And if you don't like certain things to happen, then you should try stronger to fight against it or find a better way to organize it. And that seems to be the course of history with things. Once it can be organized and capitalized off of, it is fine. It is a problem. But if not, if you can't capitalize off of it, and there is no organization, then it's just this immense problem. And that, I think, is where the problem lies. But we should keep all of Savannah beautiful, and we should keep all of Georgia beautiful, and America and the world beautiful. We should. It should not just be limited because you stay on a breach property or even if you stay off in some Section 8 housing project. Everything should be kept clean. Simple as that. You have anything else to say? I think I've covered all I want to say about it. I mean, God, man, these comments on Facebook.
Just read one. We go from there.
Okay. Oh, God, I don't know. Let's see. Okay, well, we can start with the safe one here, which we can piggyback on some other ones. It's not a race issue. It's just what is right. Regardless of color or group, you must be held accountable for your responsibility. So, let's see another one. Or this person right underneath them. It's not about trash. We all know what it's about. If it was a white event, that this wouldn't have even been a subject. See, black people not supposed to have fun. We supposed to watch y'all have fun. This is not about trash. Okay. Someone responded to that one and said, it's most certainly about the trash. People's English. No matter whether you're black or white, as it gets. I don't know what this means. It's not okay to litter. Blacks didn't complain when you litter our streets and neighborhoods. One thing for sure, you're not complaining about the money spent on your beach, since it's your beach, taxpayer speaking. Yeah, and then it brings me to this too about the race issue. Again, another thing we all have to do better on, whether you're black, white, Asian, everyone, just seriously, just as the people, as the human race, have to do better. It is so simple for us to try to brush it under the rug, but you have to kind of sometimes call things what they are.
Call the truth exactly what it is.
Yeah, and though the trash, or the event for that matter, it shouldn't be taken or angled at a white person thing, black person, no matter what type of person thing, or college students are getting, against non-college people, or putting against one college because there were multiple colleges down there that partook of this event, and it's been that same way for the past however many years it's been going on. But we just have to, as a group of people, do better. And like I said, it just boils down to it. It should be about the trash. It really shouldn't be about the group of people that left it behind or the event. But it is just strange that after this one, and they claim this is the most trash left behind, at least on the beach, because you're not going to tell me this about downtown after even sometime a regular night. And this is from someone who, on occasion, has a social life. Well, I do have a social life, not on occasion. Hey, it is what it is. I do have a social life, and I see the garbage downtown. But again, there are sanitation workers, there are people that are paid. I'm pretty sure the city of Tybee, I must assume, I can't think they would not have somebody that on a regular basis do come and clean the beach. Maybe it's not that much of a mess left behind, but then after any event too, there will be garbage, whether it's a structured event or not.
No, it is not 100% a race issue, but race plays a factor into it. That's pretty much like some of the majority of the things that go on in the South and things of that nature.
In this country.
In the country. It's like the president. You have the stuff that he's getting tormented about is pretty much because of the color of his skin. Any other president has come in. We had recessions, depressions, this, that, and the third, but they were the savior because they got us up out of the depression. This man, we're in recession, our deficit is going this, that, and the third, but any smart business person would tell you have to spend money in order to make money. So therefore, he's doing the American thing. That's totally off the subject, but still, the race issue here is definitely that. No one has, the man who did the video hasn't recorded after any other event how much trash has been left. No, the man hasn't said anything else until this year after Orange Crest was I'm going to say a success because due to the reputation that I've heard about it, due to the crime that has been there, this, that, and third. How is it that this is the first year the trash is a problem? It has been going on for the last 20 years. I'm pretty sure that everybody can clean up after all those 20 years. On top of that, if no crime has happened, why are we bringing this issue up? If you want something to happen, you want change to happen, you have to go out there and change it. You criticizing saying that this should not go on. We do not want this in our backyard. Somebody come in and send an email saying that they're so scared of their protection, they have to board up their home like it's a hurricane coming. That's your problem. But that's just because a whole bunch of black people are getting together and having a good time. Let's just call it exactly what it is. Because I would be threatened just as well as a whole bunch of white people got up in my neighborhood and start throwing something. I'd be like, hey, what's going on? So it's a race issue. Definitely, that's probably a personal thing, but it's a society thing is that too, because we are so stereotypical. We are so territorial of our own property. We don't allow anything else to go on and see it to be a success. But if there were so much noise complaints, there was so much this, that, and the third going on, you should have called the police. That's what they are there for. The police didn't come arrest anybody. Police didn't do anything. No, I was not hurt, harmed, or endangered. Neither was anybody else. I haven't heard about any property damage. I haven't heard about any accidents. Haven't heard about any murders. Nothing. But no, we got together, had us a real good time. Yes, trash was left. That's the only thing that you could find about Orange Crush to try to shut it down is some trash. Let's get real.
And you know, yeah, I mean, yeah, you know, hey. To even speak from just a general standpoint, I'm just gonna say this: if well, you kind of hit some good points there, you know, with here. But you know, if some people want to say, you know, it's not such a race issue, and these are not the people I'm speaking to, and me either, for that matter. But I guess it's just, you know, people start with the racial slurs. I'm not saying it's right from either side of the track. But like I just said before, you have thousands of people gathering on the beach. I don't care what type of people you are. There's going to be trash left behind. Even if it's hundreds of people.
Trash is going to be left behind.
And what we should do accordingly is just to work on ways to prevent it or work together to make it go smoothly and better. This is usually from experience working on the weekend, not working on weekends, working in news too. But I'm like you, if there's any major crime, if it did occur, besides, I guess, this immense amount of littering, we would have known about it by now. Anybody got shot, killed, drowned, somebody would have known by now. So yeah. But, and like I said, we'll just have to see what happens in the light of things in the next few days, because it will be awfully interesting for the face of this event and even for the city of Tybee. Yeah. And just interesting fact I had read earlier about some things with it was just a little, I mean, even speaking of the race thing, you know, just a little over 50 years ago that, you know, African Americans were even starting to be allowed on Tybee. We weren't allowed on that beach before. So, you know, it has a lot of interesting, deep, buried, underlying, rooted things that's just in our society and in our history, unfortunately, but it is there and should not be covered up and hidden. And like I said too, who knows? Maybe we should just take a camera every Sunday after some beach weekend and let's just see. Or after some other events, let's just see. But again, like they claim though, these events are permitted. So, for what I've always known, if something was not permitted, you don't allow it to happen. You allow someone to come in your territory and do unto you before you do unto them. Okay, well, I'm just saying, that's okay. True. Picking back off of Meaningful Life Lessons, episode 1. But no, on a real serious tip though, like we said before though, the racial things need to die down. It really has got to kind of come to an end. We got to do something to do better. And it doesn't excuse anybody just trashing anything. Like I said, from downtown to the projects to the ghetto. That's just a problem now. People put certain values and prices on things, which is just human nature, and it makes it okay for certain things to be dumped in certain areas of the city or certain parts of town. And it's not okay to do it in an area that should be kept beautiful, which to me, downtown should be kept just the same way, with our very many historic squares, very beautiful historic, you know, beautiful trees, beautiful scenery, beautiful nature, a lot of stuff that was built by my people, other people too, don't get me wrong, but built by, but it should all be kept beautiful. And like I said, just need to be more organization.
And stop criticizing people. I mean, you do wrong, they do wrong. Everybody does wrong. You got to sweep your own doorstep before you sweep up somebody else's. Like I said, if you've ever littered and continue to litter, then you are doing just what they're doing. Yes, it's an immense amount of trash in one area. That's why it's so, I guess, such a big disturbance. But my thing is, you ride through the city of Savannah, ride up and down Georgia, you see trash everywhere. People throw bags of trash out, and this, that, and the third. So let's not sit here and just say, oh my God, we should shut down this just because these people are doing this.
Oh, nothing to. And don't get me wrong, like I said, it still don't make it right. But, okay, so you come up on the beach with your family and you see there's like droves of trash somewhere in the way, just like if you were downtown. I don't think you would go walking in it. There's other areas on the beaches that do not seem to be tainted or littered with trash. So, go walk over there. I mean, I'm not, like I said, I'm not excusing what the people did do, but, and it might look bad to some people, but then, politely walk away. That seems to be human nature in most situations. You're going to run to the problem or you're going to just walk away from it. That's what we like to do as people, period. It's pretty much cut and dry, just like that. We either go to it, try to help it, or go against it, or we walk away from it and just walk away. So, yeah, that was just another thing. But I think overall, and I agree with some of the people's comments too, in that didn't seem to have nothing much bad to really say about it. Just put some organization with it. Just, for better efforts for cleanup in the future. That's all. And yes, they say the traffic. I'm sure on a regular beach day too, if hundreds of people decide to come in town, there's going to be a traffic problem. I've seen it many times. Like I said, I worked at a news station for at least 4.5 years. So I know. I can't count how many times an accident has happened out there on the bridge because of reckless driving people. So it's going to be traffic just because it's getting spring and summertime and people want to go out, have fun. So it's just a matter of being careful, cleaning up after yourself, be respectful to yourself and other people's property too, but at the same time too, like I say, when it comes to your neighborhood, if you don't like something going on, then you kind of held accountable too as a citizen because you got to want to put a stop to it yourself. And I think I'm actually pretty much done here. You have anything else? Or you?
Clean up your own trash. And, clean up your own trash. But like you were saying, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Criticizing the people, you're a part of the problem. Just come together and say, look here, next year, this is what we're going to do. Because it was a very successful event for my first year going. I thought it was going to be worse than what it was. It was actually quite enjoyable. My thing is, next year, we just bring some trash bags. We'll go out there after we get through partying some more, whatever we might do that day. And I might go help clean up myself. I'm done.
Well, everyone, thank you for this breaking news special of Meaningful Life Lessons. You can check out this and more to come at www.youtube.com, Carmack Studio 1, Karmac Studio, the number 1. And feel free to comment and respond back. I'm sure it's coming. This is a pretty hot button topic right now here in the city and everything. So let's just see what goes down. Thank you for watching.
Thanks for having me.
All right. All right.